Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
You know, the hopeful elect, of which we believe we are according to faith, and the importance of being of that group called the elect, which are also known as the church of the firstborn in the scriptures. Firstborn meaning the first spirits created. And it would make sense the Heavenly Father would take the first spirits created to be the rulers of the nation, the aristocrat, if you will. If you know your words, the word aristocrat literally means best rule. The first spirits created are the best ones to rule. That's why Yahushua is the first of the first, and he's the best of the best to rule. You know, Yahushua will be ruling in the next kingdom, and right underneath him will be King David, you know?
I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel, and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Now are they crowned, and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell my people what manner of things, and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou hast seen.
What are we fighting for, brothers? We're fighting for a righteous world. 2 Peter 3:13. We're fighting for a world of total righteousness. We're fighting for a world where we're going to be exalted, where we're going to be lauded, where we're going to be praised as the people of the Most High, as the Israelites, as the elect of the nation of Israel. Think about that, man. The elect of the nation of Israel, part of the 144,000. Think about that. Huh? That alone should inspire you. There's even a song, man. Oh, when the saints come marching in. We're those saints that's going to come marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. We're in that number. We believe that according to faith. Come on, brothers.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful that got there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Shem Al-Shai. All right, so let's get into it. Big news of the morning, so-called Israeli, retaliation on Iran. Okay. And at the end of the day, When you understand, geopolitics, war, okay, that's why, the word politics, you know, is in that term, geo going into the world, the politics of the world, okay. And what we seen, all right, this so-called retaliation by these Israelis was more political than anything, and it's more propaganda than anything. Okay, is more propaganda than actual attack. As they make it out to be, and we're going to prove it, man. We're going to prove it. I want to get that word propaganda. Let me put it up here, and then get some precepts, and then we'll go into the madness. All right, the lies of the devil. Okay, because let's get this here. So let's get this word propaganda, which we always get it, but just to drive home the point. All right, so let's get this word propaganda. All right, and this is what the devil, has pretty much mastered, but it's becoming weak. Okay, and now you see his propaganda being called out. So you go to the word propaganda, it says information, especially of a bias or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. And what we're seeing, with this so-called, and you're going to see what I'm calling the so-called retaliation. Okay, but what we're seeing with this so-called retaliation by the IDF, okay, the Israeli Defense Force, is because this was more propaganda than anything. And the people that's reporting it, all right, Western media. That's why I have in the title, beware of Western media. Okay, them niggas be lying. All right, and they're biased because going to the word propaganda, it goes into being biased. All right, and Western media is hella biased. All right, towards the small hats. Okay, so they're going to downplay, all right, anything that goes against the small hats, all right, that makes them look weak, that makes them look like they're in the wrong. They're going to downplay it, okay. But any show of force, they're going to magnify it, okay. Because what we have to understand, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, the reason why they just throw their weight around in their region is because those nations fear, okay, the IDF, because they know they have these advanced weapons from America, okay. But what's happening is they're being exposed. Yeah, they got weaponry, but they don't have strategy and they don't have the personnel. Okay, yes, they have the most high-tech weapons, the most high-tech fighter jets, the most high-tech, supposedly high-tech, all right, missile defense systems. Okay, they post that they got all that. Okay, but their military strategy is trash. Their personnel trash, and it's being exposed. So they're trying to save face. Okay, so this is why they're trying to blow, all right, this so-called retaliation, okay, out of proportion, and making it seem like it was just this great, show of portion, like Israel just shook the world. All right, so let's get this word bias. Give you a couple words. All right, let's go here. All right, so you get the word bias. All right, it says bias is any thought or action that discriminates or all right, proportionally favors one person or group of people over another based on superficial or inaccurate perceptions of the person or group. So when we listen to Western media, okay, well, we have to understand when there's war, there's going to be a lot of propaganda in the news when there's war. Okay, and you got these major news stations. They're all biased, okay, towards the West and these small hats. Okay, so they're going to give you, all right, information that favors, all right, the West, that favors the small hats, even though it's dead wrong. Okay, if you're losing the war, all right, Esau not going to report that he's losing. He's not gonna report that he's just been embarrassed, man. You're gonna have to hear that elsewhere, man. Now with the news, okay, if it's something, a storm, a tornado in Oklahoma, yeah, you watch ABC, Fox, Black Lives Matter, something happened at the Black Lives Matter rally. Yeah, you watch, CNN, Fox, kind of get a little scoop. But when it comes to war, especially dealing with these small hats, you're not going to get any right information with Western media, man. So I would caution brothers, not to, especially don't jump on the first thing you see. One thing about it, that I've learned, because I used to just report on everything. Soon as the notification come up, soon as you click on the soon as I used to click on the notification, I used to have the screen recorder already out, ready to report. Okay, but then I had to learn, all right, I gotta wait till more information come out. I gotta wait till the other side come out. I gotta cross reference. I can't just jump out there and report, because fooling with Western media, you will be reporting fake news. You'll be helping them spread fake news. We'll be helping them spread fake news, man. So we just gotta be mindful of that, man. And it's something I had to learn, as I would start to follow these things and report these things, man. All right. And when it comes to war, you're not going to get any good information, all right, out of Western media. It's going to be all trash. It's going to be biased, and it's going to be propaganda, man. Okay. And we're going to show it. So let's get these two precepts, and then I got a few videos, and then I got, a few sources where I get my information from. Because, all right, let's go here. All right. And we always get it, but I want to expound on it. Jeremiah 51:46, it says, "At least your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor and violence, all right, in the land, ruler against ruler." So it was prophesied that we was going to hear rumors, and then it was going to eventually spill over into actual violence. Okay, it was going to, go into the next phase. But a rumor is a circulating story, so there's a lot of rumors out there. When certain, things happen, one thing we have to do, we have to learn how to filter through the rumors, man. Okay, cross-reference sources, and get some non-biased sources, man. Okay, like we got it's good to have some solid non-biased sources, man. Okay, when dealing with things like this, man. All right, because even with these little news apps, they get paid, when you click on the notification. So they gonna have a lot of clickbait. Okay, they gonna push propaganda. They don't care. They just want the clicks. Okay, so we have to be mindful, all right, of these things, man. When we going into it. Okay, because like I say, the West will have you way. The West will have us looking crazy as hell, man. That we just depended on Western media, especially with things like this, man. Okay, this is the Book of Sirach 5:15 said, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." Okay, so hey, we gotta comb through things, man. We gotta search. We really gotta, see what's going on, before we report these things, man. And we all, stand a chance of being wrong or having things off. Okay. But we just want to make sure, that we're, doing our due diligence, man, and reporting these things, man. Okay. So let's go here. Now, this my guy, old Scott, like I say, brothers, including myself, we had to correct him, because he made a statement that America wasn't going to help, the small heads, but we know according to prophecy, they do. Okay. So even with, you get good sources, they're going to be wrong on particular points. Okay. But the thing is, this guy, Scott, really, he's not biased. You know, he reports with integrity. Another thing, he used to be a commander in the Marines. Okay. And he was a weapons specialist. All right, he was a weapons inspector. Okay, so he knows his stuff. He's been in the field. You see, when it comes to what's really going on, it's good to get sources that are ex-military, okay, and that are in the field. They have real sources with boots on the ground, not some nigga in the studio just leaving Dunkin' Donuts, okay, and he come to the studio and they shove a script in his face, okay, and he's brief about what they want him to talk about. Well, he really has no idea. Okay, them folks in the CNN, and they don't have a clue what's really going on. Okay, remember those are failed actors, man. Okay, and when they start getting into news like this, they have no idea of what's really going on. Okay, so what I want to touch on, Scott is going to make some points. Because what we have to understand, what Iran did, they embarrassed. All right, them small hats. They embarrassed the West. Okay, and he's going to expound on it. Think about it. If remember, Iran gave a 3-day notice before they retaliate. So they gave the small hats, America, France, and the UK. They gave them 3 days to move assets in place, okay, to to defend, okay, this upcoming strike from Iran, and then it gave them time to move assets that they didn't want to get damaged. Okay, so here it is. You get 3 days to bolster up a defense, and Iran still hit the targets they wanted to hit. Okay, and this was against the most heavily, all right, defended air base in the world. This is what we have to understand. This was the most defended air base in the world that Iran was able to get missiles through. Okay, and what that did, that put the West on notice, and he's going to go into it. He's going to expound on these things, man. But pretty much, it was like Iran slapped the shit out of Israel. Okay, these Israelis in the middle of a crowd. Okay, so the Israelis, like I say, they are usually extremely quick to retaliate. It was almost a week. It took them a week to so-called retaliate. Okay, and there wasn't even a retaliation. We're gonna get it. We're gonna show y'all, man. We're gonna look at it. Yeah, let y'all see it, man. Okay. So this thing been unfolding throughout the day. I've just been kind of collecting, Spirit been giving me, little videos. But so Scott, he's going to expound on the significance of what Iran did. Okay, and it put the West on his heels. Okay, and that's why we see them tiptoeing now. Okay, how they deal with Iran. They didn't know Iran was capable like that, and they thought that the missile defense was going to hold up way better than what it did, man. Okay, so let's play this.
A missile defense shield that couldn't be beat, could shoot anything down. Israel was safe. That's part of deterrence dominance, gives Israel carte blanche. Because at what point in time does Israel then say, well, then we're nuclear scientists in Iran, assassinated them? They've blown up a number of Iranian facilities, including nuclear facilities, blown it up. They've attacked Iranian interests in the region, killing Iranian officers, diplomats, blowing up Iranian infrastructure in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq. Israel's done this, and Iran hasn't done anything in response. I mean, at least not overtly. I'm sure behind the scenes there's a hybrid warfare taking place, but Iran has never done something to counter the illusion of Israeli deterrence dominance. And what I mean by that is, so Israel does whatever it wants, and it knows that no one's going to respond against Israel because they're afraid of what the consequences will be. Israel attacked the consulate, and the Iranians said, enough is enough. that they can no longer live in a world where the perception of Israeli deterrence dominance gives Israel carte blanche. Because at what point in time does Israel then say, well, then we're going to attack Iran itself? They just did by attacking the consulate. But now at what point do they say, we're just going to come right out and bomb the Iranian nuclear facilities, and we expect there to be no response because Iran is afraid of us? And the Iranians don't want that. So the way you prevent somebody from attacking you is that you establish your own deterrence dominance. And so what Iran said is, we're going to attack. And they did. They attacked very large. And it was a deliberate attack. It was designed to accomplish, the thing was designed to accomplish was to prove to Israel that despite all the money the United States had poured in, despite all the technology that they brought to bear, Israel and the United States were operating under the belief that they had assembled a missile defense shield that couldn't be beat, could shoot anything down. Israel was safe. That's part of deterrence dominance, is that we're so strong as defenders that it's not even worth your effort to come at us. And then we're still going to hit you with a knockout punch if you try. Iran reached out and touched Israel in their most secretive military bases. The two airfields that were involved in the attack on the consulate, an intelligence gathering facility, and a command and control facility, plus several ballistic missile defense sites, radars, and missile sites. Iran launched waves of attack, drones, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, advanced ballistic missiles, all designed to achieve a singular objective: to have a number of Iranian missiles hit the most heavily protected sites in the world, pretty much. The Nevatim Air Base was protected by advanced technology and multiple layers of ballistic missile defense, unlike is seen anywhere in the world. And Iran reached out and put at least 5 missiles on that target. They put another at least 5 missiles. The Israelis now are admitting 18 missiles hit. 18 missiles hit Israel, and they hit what they were aiming at in Israel. Now, the Iranians were nice enough not to aim at targets that would result in civilian casualties or casualties among anybody who wasn't involved in the attack on the consulate. Everything that Iran hit was involved in the attack on the consulate, which makes the Iranian response conformant with the letter of the law under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. The United Nations Charter, the law of the land, says there's 2 conditions under which nations may go to war. One is a Chapter 7 resolution passed by the Security Council authorizing the use of military force to resolve a clear and present danger to international peace and security. Iran did not have a Chapter 7 resolution authorizing it to strike Israel, but Iran had been attacked by Israel, and the forces that had attacked Iran were still in existence. Thereby, Iran can make the argument that they constituted a clear and present and ongoing threat to Iran. So Iran had to strike back preemptively to prevent continuation of the violence. So under Article 51, Iran launched an attack in self-defense against the places, against the units, against the locations that had attacked it. And they hit every single one of them. Now, the Israelis and the Americans are spinning this, saying, you sent in hundreds of things, we shot it down. It's just stupidity. No military professional worth his or her salt is agreeing with that. They may say it publicly because they're getting paid to say it. But privately, if you talk to them, they will say that what the Iranians did on April 14th was one of the most sophisticated anti-ballistic missile defense campaigns in history. The Israelis and the Americans are spinning this, saying, you sent in hundreds of things, we shot it down. It's just stupidity. No military professional worth his or her salt is agreeing with that. They may say it publicly because they're getting paid to say it. But privately, if you talk to them, they will say that what the Iranians did on April 14th was one of the most sophisticated anti-ballistic missile defense campaigns in history.
One of the most sophisticated ballistic missiles campaign in history. Gotta understand this. Iran broke through the supposedly the most expensive and the most sophisticated missile defense system and hit targets that they wanted. So 18 missiles hit. Now, Iran could have put some real thunder warheads on the missiles that could have shook Israel, could have rocked. Okay? But They kept it light. It was just a showcase that we can get through here. And there was just 300 projectiles. Israel can, Iran can send 3,000. They can send 10,000. Okay, they can send 3,000 every hour. Okay, Scott really got another video where he speaks about how Iran could destroy all of Israel's missile defense systems in one day. Okay, these are weapons experts. Okay, CNN ain't built to report on stuff like this, man. It's the time to go to the experts. Okay, we gotta listen to the experts, man. Fox ain't built to report on these things, man. They don't have a clue what's going on, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and it's another thing that Iran showed with their airstrike, and that's why it's been quiet for these last couple of days, man. Iran, all right, Iran messed the game up, man. The West is trying to figure this shit out. Okay, they trying to figure out how they was able to do that, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go to that point. He's gonna make that point as well. All right, because the West, America boasted in his missile defense system. So there was a big disappointment, man. It was a big letdown, man. Okay, so I'm gonna jump up a little bit, let it play some more. And if a brother could, I think Isaiah 49 and I think it's 14, America, 14, 15, and 16, Bible shot. Jeremiah 49 verses 14, 15, and 16. So I'm gonna let this play some more. All right, dealing with the significance, of what Iran did. Iran put the world on notice. I'm telling you, Iran gonna shock the world when Iran really come forth. Those Carmanians raging in wrath, as the scriptures say. When the Lord put the spirit on them to come forth, they gonna shake. They gonna shock the world. Watch. I'm gonna let it play some more.
Attending the BRICS forum in Kazan, Russia in October, where they're literally going to redefine the world. I mean, that's what's happening. That the world is moving away from a Western-centric world to a BRICS-centric world, and Iran is part of the BRICS-centric world. This is good for Iran. The last thing Iran needs is a war with Israel. It's the last thing Iran wants is a war with Israel. But Iran had to establish deterrence dominance to make a point that Israel doesn't have carte blanche to attack Iran or Iranian interests. So Iran engaged in this action with the goal of establishing, a policy without allowing the action of establishment to become a general war. So it's not in Iran's interest to do this. It's not in America's interest to do this. You know who has had Iranian deterrence dominance put on them? The United States. Think about it. Under Donald Trump, we assassinated Qasem Soleimani. Just a grievous breach of international law, murder, and the Iranians retaliated. They sent a strike against the Al Assad Air Base. Now they gave us advance notice so that we could get our troops out of harm's way, but their missiles cut through all of our missile defense systems and hit exactly what they were supposed to hit. And the Iranians made it clear that they could do that. They could replicate that result anywhere they want in the Middle East where American bases are. And they demonstrated.
He's speaking about when they killed General Soleimani, okay, under the Trump, cabinet. All right, they killed the Iranian general, and what Iran did is struck, a military base. All right, that was in Syria. Okay, is it Syria, Iraq? All right, but what Iran did, even then, they got past U.S. defense, all right, systems, and even though those troops were in those bunkers, all I think it was like 80 some troops that had head trauma. That's how hard them missiles hit their base. Okay, 80 U.S. troops, and that was in 2020. Okay, so you even had reports that some soldiers died. Okay, but there was a lot of things that they don't let come out. So Iran showed America, look, we can reach any base y'all got. We can get past y'all defense system. That's why you see America trying to tell, all right, them small hats to chill. Like when you go into the least of the flock shall draw them out. As we go into that word, the Hebrew word, definition, meaning to drag. If you have to drag something, that means that, it's not trying to willingly go. Okay, like if you got drag, so your woman might have to drag you out to go on a date with her. You see, you got to drag her to go to the game, which just giving examples. Okay, that means you got to put a little force on it. So America is trying to tell these small heads to chill, and this is why you see, even with this so-called attack today, so-called retaliation, America said they had nothing to do with it. Okay, America is not holding up for that, man, because they understand what Iran capable of, man. Western media let you play. Western media have you thinking that Iran is something to play with. Okay, and then I was talking to the brother the other day. Like, that's how you know Joe Biden is just a character, acting slow and dumb and docile. Because when it comes to Iran, he got plenty goddamn sense. Okay? That's how you know he just playing a character, this docile, goddamn weekend at Bernie's, president. Okay? But when it comes to Iran, he got plenty goddamn sense, man. Okay? So he's gonna expound on these things some more. All right.
The United States that we lack the ballistic missile defense capability to protect our sites, so that we are literally open game. How do we know that this dominance worked? Well, Iran shot down a Global Hawk drone, a big multi-million-dollar Global Hawk drone. And Donald Trump said we need to hit the Iranian air defense sites that shot it down. And he was warned by his Pentagon. They said, if we hit them, Iran's going to retaliate. Trump's like, so? And they said, you don't understand, Mr. President. We can't stop them. We'll strike. Well, then we'll go to war. Mr. President, if we bring our ships in, they're going to sink them because they have these missiles that can reach out and touch us. If we go to war, it's going to take many months to assemble the force. The war could last many years, and we don't know if we can guarantee a victory. Moreover, during this time, Iran will shut down the Strait of Hormuz, shut down oil traffic through that, and strangle the global economy. And you're going to be voted out of office because of gas prices and no food and all this kind of stuff. We don't want to do that. So Trump backed down. That's called deterrence dominance. Iran was able to establish a deterrence policy that deterred the United States from carrying out a strike inside Iran. And so the United States, that's why the United States told Israel, we're not going to be part of any attack against Iran because we know what the consequences will be. And I guess we were trying to explain to the Israelis, but remember, we have to deal with things politically. Every military professional in the United States knows what happened on April 14th. Our ballistic missile shield was shown to be ineffective. This is a scary thing for the United States because the same ballistic missile shield that we have overlaid the Middle East to defend Israel and our Gulf Arab states. Remember, we're trying to convince the Gulf Arab states that our missile defense system can protect them from Iran, etc. We also put the similar technology over Europe, over South Korea, Japan, over Taiwan. And we're trying to convince all those nations to side with us because we can protect you from missile attacks. And the Iranians just proved that that's a lie. That a nation that's equipped with modern ballistic missile technology can defeat the best ballistic missile defense technology the West has. The North Koreans now know that there's nothing the West has that can shoot down their missiles. China knows, Russia knows. It's a very dangerous situation for the United States, one that you don't want to it's one thing to have your policymakers be aware of this, but you don't want your public talking about this. So what happened on April 15th, the day after the attack, is the United States and Israel going, this is nothing. We shut everything down. It worked great. Our missile defense system is awesome, man. You guys should like double down and buy more of it. It's really good stuff. This is like biting into a rancid McDonald burger, knowing that it's rotten and horrible, but going out and making commercials about how good McDonald's is. We know that our missile defense system doesn't work. We know because the Iranians just proved it. And the Iranians know it doesn't work because they know what missiles they fired. They know where they wanted the missiles to go, and they know where they hit. Um, but we have to maintain this fiction because of domestic political problems. Joe Biden is in the midst of a reelection campaign where it doesn't look too good for him. Does he really want to be explaining to the American people why we've poured hundreds of billions of dollars into a missile defense shield that doesn't work? Does he really want to explain that to the American people? No, he does not. Benjamin Netanyahu is
Understand, all right. What we have to understand is America, has their missile defense. America's the number one arms seller in the world. All right, and they sell those missile defense systems, the Patriot, mainly their Patriot. And they got them staged all in Europe to protect Europe from Russia. They got them staged in Taiwan to protect Taiwan from China. They got them staged, all throughout the Middle East, to protect, nations like, of course, the small hats, the state of Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, which is right across the Gulf, from Iran. Okay. So what happened on the 14th showed that, look, we not safe. You don't put all this shit up in and it don't work. You see? So now America allies is looking like shit. We naked. You and goddamn Benjamin Netanyahu, y'all starting all this shit, and we over here naked, and we right here beside these folks. Y'all keep poking at these folks like we all good, but hell, y'all not even good. So I know we through. So like I say, what that strike what Iran did, it shook a lot of things up, man, for the West, and they had to go back to the drawing board. And when they came back out, they was nowhere near as aggressive as they been. Iran piped this shit down. All right, all that throwing their weight around, they was nowhere near aggressive. We're gonna show it, man. Now let me show you the BS with Western media. Let me show you, man. All right. Now you go to Western media, and they made it seem as if the small has just shook the world yesterday. Okay, let's go into like this. Look at this. It says most painful strike inside Iran. Okay, so it said what a night. Israeli F-16 launched surprise counterattack inside Iran. That's a goddamn lie, man. Okay, that's a goddamn lie. All right, it was no fighter jet involved. Okay, we're going to show that there was no fighter jet involved, man, and it's just a goddamn lie. Okay, so you look at it.
Hey guys, what if you could own vacation homes all across the world in areas that you love to visit with your friends and family, yet you could still earn passive income and create that long-term wealth that you're after? That's the real power.
And then they'll show old video. Okay, so it says what at night Israeli F-16 launched surprise counterattack inside Iran with most powerful strike. Okay, and this is 10 hours ago. Okay, and you go here. All right. This is what Frontline reports. Unbelievable. Israeli Air Forces hit Isfahan Air Base in Iran. Okay. a lie. All right. Uh, heavy bombardment has begun. You look at this shit here.
Welcome to USS Pentagonal. Tensions in the Middle East reached a peak today as Israel took action against Iran at dawn. Simultaneous explosions in several cities in Iran, Syria, and Iraq marked the night. Especially the explosions in Iran raised the tension in the region to the highest levels. Simultaneous explosions and possible missile attacks were reported in at least 8 cities in Iran. It was claimed that Israel retaliated against Iran with missiles. Iranian state and semi-official state media and the Revolutionary Guards also reported explosions in several Iranian cities. Israel fired retaliatory missiles at Iran early Friday morning local time, a senior U.S. official told ABC News. According to initial reports from the region, explosions were reported in 8 Iranian cities: Tehran, Fordo, Arak, Natanz, Karg Island, Bushehr, Bandar Abbas, and Ishafin.
And it says officially confirmed Israel started massive retaliatory airstrikes on Iran with dozens F-35 fighters. That's a goddamn lie, man. You know? The ABC report, man. If you hear ABC, BBC, CNN reporting about the news, this shit is a lie. Okay? Now, I just want to show you, and you can go and click on this all day because, you know, they're told to, you know, to echo these things throughout Western media. And that's some BS. Now, let's go, all right, to the real. Okay? Let me show y'all, man, how much they lie. All right. Let me see which one I want to get to. Yep. Now, and this is a small hat. This guy, Steve, I forgot his last name, Steve something, but he's an actual small hat. Okay. Now let's listen to what he says happened, man. And they talking about F-16s and F-35. Man, them niggas be capping, boy. Hey, that's all cap, man. You know, that's all cap, man. Goodness, I just seen that one, man. I didn't know that was, oh boy. So let's just hear it. Let's just hear it, man.
Good evening, friends. Stephen Benoon here with Israeli News Live. And I got reports late last night that Israel did a strike on Iran. And of course, from what we're seeing already, it's only a few drones that flew into Iran. And of course, Iran has shot those drones down from what I understand thus far. But, you know, what's really interesting, though, if that's the only thing Israel has done, I believe that Israel was only making a little play, a little show, nothing else, not anything that they're capable of doing, because Gaza is a good example of that. Let's catch Al Jazeera. I
want y'all listen to what he said, man. All right, you're gonna run it back. Listen to what he said actually happened, man. All right, and tell me how you get that mixed up with F-16, F-35 missiles, you know.
Good evening, friends. Stephen Benoon here with Israeli News Live. And I got reports late last night that Israel did a strike on Iran. And of course, from what we're seeing already, it's only a few drones that flew into Iran. And of course, Iran has shot those drones down from what I understand thus far. But, you know, what's really interesting, though, if that's the only thing Israel has done, I believe that Israel was only making a little play, a little show, nothing else, not anything that they're capable of doing, because Gaza is a good example of that. Let's catch Al Jazeera. I found one little part there where they're talking about it, and let's listen to what they have to say.
It's 10 a.m. GMT. That's just past 1:30 p.m. in Iran, where its air defense systems have shot down 3 drones. Tensions run high with Israel. The interceptions happened near the central city of Isfahan. Now, Iranian media says a nuclear site and military base in the vicinity were not damaged. American media, well, they're quoting U.S. officials and reporting it as an Israeli attack. But the Israeli military itself, well, they've not commented. Israeli officials had vowed to attack Iran after Tehran struck Israel on Saturday. Hundreds of drones and missiles were fired towards Israel. It was in response for the Israeli bombing of the Iranian consulate building in Syria earlier this month. 7 members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard were killed there. Well, we have a team of...
So the thing is from what I can tell right now, what we're seeing is that this is really not even a real response. And I know that it's not a response that the Israeli military was planning on doing in the first place there. There have been suggestions that these have come out of Iraq from the Kurds flying that in. And quite frankly, very much like the analysts that I played in support of Iran the other day that said they had learned everything about Israel.
So they saying the drones didn't even come from Israel; they came from Iraq. Okay, well, the Kurds flew them in. Okay, you see the BS, man. You see how far off this is, man. You know, so you can be reporting like, oh, Israel did a retaliation strike, F-35 missiles, they blowing up nuclear plants. You know, it's an uproar in Iran, and them folks sent 3 weak ass drones over there, man. You know, and they didn't even come from the land of Israel, and the Israel military hasn't claimed responsibility for the 3 drones. Okay, which got shot down. You see what? That's why I was calling the so-called retaliation, man. Them small heads scared. Okay, Iran fucked the game up, man. The whole West, all right, is on notice, man. The fact that they trying to pull off a gimmick instead of an actual strike, they scared. Okay? They gonna have to do something impulsive. When they strike Iran, they gonna try to do a knockout because they don't want Iran to be able to retaliate. They ain't gonna send no 3 pizza delivery drones, man. Okay, Iran sent 300 projectiles. They sent 3. Okay, and they ain't even claiming them 3. All right, because when you see how Iran operating, what Iran doing, okay, is they're showing, because Iran been operating on the UN, under UN international law, because the targets that Iran hit in their strike, those are where those F-35s flew from that struck the Iranian consulate in Syria. So they struck all military infrastructure that had something to do with the airstrike that they did on Iranian embassy in Syria. Okay, so they are within their sovereign rights to do that, and they claim responsibility for it. And see, that's why you see these nations operate with proxies, because you know, if you don't claim responsibility for it by the UN international law, they really, you know, the nation really can't retaliate. They're not supposed to retaliate. Okay, well, we know the Israelis, they do what they want. All right, well, they used to until the other night, and they done set their ass down somewhere. All right, because this ain't even worth talking about. Okay, So they haven't claimed responsibility for it because they know if they did, Iran would be within, you know, its sovereign rights to even retaliate against this BS, man. 3 drones, man, and them folks reporting the worst night ever. Oh boy. So I'm gonna just play the rest of this, man, and then we're gonna see something else, man, and see what's happening, man.
Israel, where the air defenses were, where the capabilities were, where the planes would take off from, whether it be Cyprus, Israel, or other different bases in the region. Iran learned a lot from their attack capabilities were, where the planes would take off from. Part of Iran, the other.
And that's another thing, all right, that Iran did too, is that Iran made the West show their hand. Like they see where all these fighter jets are being stored. They seen when they took off from all those jets that were scrambled to intercept those Iranian drones. So Iran gathered a lot of information, man. Which that's going to make the next strike even more efficient because now they know where all these fighter jets coming from. Okay, they know where all these missile defense systems are stationed. They know the reaction time on these missile defense. Okay, they got all their data from that, and they hit what they wanted to hit. Okay, and this is what he's going into. But them 3 weak ass drones that came from Iraq, all right, them them 3 drones that they got from Timu, okay, and sent over there. Come on, man. Okay.
The day that said they had learned everything about Israel, where the air defenses were, where the capabilities were, where the planes would take off from, whether it be Cyprus, Israel, or other different bases in the region. Iran learned a lot from their attack on Israel. And these few drones, of course, still that's not even enough for Israel really to know what they could gauge with Iran's capabilities. So I have a feeling it's only just the calm before the storm, and I do believe that Israel is definitely going to go much harder. But if you'll notice, Netanyahu has been doing a lot like George Bush. He has actually been talking more about building a coalition of partners to respond to Iran, and I guess getting them all on board the same page to do that is still somewhat of a challenge. And even if they do use their proxies, we know that there has been some talk of an attack on Iran from Afghanistan. So it just remains to be seen exactly what Israel will do. And of course, as we reported the other day, the Egyptians were claiming that Israel had agreed not to do a major attack on Iran so long as the U.S. give them that green light to go into Rafah inside of Gaza. And of course, the United States is denying that they agreed for that to happen. But I don't believe either way. I believe they are planning an attack on Iran, and it will be a heavy attack when they do. The thing is what Israel has to be able to do if they're going to make an attack is to make an attack so successful that Iran would not have the means to be able to retaliate. Because after all, if Iran is able to retaliate with 1,000+ missiles and drones and things of that nature, then that's going to really be a big problem. Not to mention, Iran has those super hypersonic missiles in their armory now, and that would be something that Israel, I'm sure, would like to know where they are, so that if they could disable that, then it would give them a better edge on being able to defeat Iran on a battlefield. I'm Stephen Benoon. It's your update this morning with.
Yeah, that's his name, Stephen Banu, and he's a small hat. Okay, and sometimes he goes off, but you'll get better info from him, and that's from Israeli news. So the first source I deal with is Scott Ritter. You know, like I say, yeah, he he got emotional the other day, man. But for the most part, 90% of the time he be accurate. 95% of the time he be accurate. with his information. And what you can do, just type in Scott Ritter in the search handle, and because he do a lot of he probably like the most interviewed guy when it comes to what's happening in Ukraine and what's happening in the state of Israel. He's probably the most interviewed guy right now. So he'll be on a lot of platforms. So you can just click in Scott Ritter, and just kind of go through things, and you're gonna get information. You're gonna get good, solid, information, from someone who knows exactly what's going on and someone that's not biased. All right. So Scott Ritter, is a good source, man. Like we talk about GMO food, you got GMO news too, man. All right. Now I want to show you one more thing. Let me show y'all, man. Let's go to Iran, man. All right. Let's go over there, see what's happening. So these guys, they talking. I don't know what the hell Iran talk. I don't know the Aramaic or what they talking Iranian right there. But I'm gonna read what they saying. As they talk. All right. Let me play it. All right, so this is the city of Isfahan, all right, which is where the nuclear facilities are, all right. And he's saying you're seeing Isfahan, which is in complete peace. People are living their normal lives. I think 2 or 3 hours ago at midnight, sounds were heard in Isfahan sky. Based on information we acquired, several small drones were flying in the sky over Isfahan, which we fired at. Until this moment, Isfahan security authorities haven't given us any information. It said hello today, Faradeen. All right. First of the month, Iranian calendar at 5:45 a.m. So he's showing where the nuclear facility is, all right, untouched. In the Zardajan area of Isfahan, this mountain of nuclear energy. Between 4:30 and 5:30, there was sound of gunfire. It was nothing. Okay? So where the hell are they getting F-35s and F-16s? Okay? It's a goddamn lie. All right? And if those Israelis, with those small hats, get in them fighter jets and head towards Iran, they through. If they send 35 fighter jets to Iran, I'll be surprised if 5 of them come back. I'll be highly surprised if 5 of them come back. Okay? Them small heads, they not playing them games, man. Okay? They play tough in Gaza and the Golan Heights and Syria. Okay? But they not flying no fighter jets to Iran. Guarantee it. Okay? You ever hear some shit like that, you know this is a goddamn lie, man. Let me play, man. Nigga, they chilling. Chilling. It said it was the sound, the gunfire that he heard. It was the sound of the air defenses. All right, the dear ones you see here. Speaking about about the military. Then they called the military the dear ones. They got appreciation over there. It's much appreciation for the patriarch over there, man. Okay.
و اونجا امنمون هیچ خبری نیست.
It said it's safe and secure here, at least in this area we are. Okay.
حداقل توی منطقه که ما هستیم نه جای خورد نه جای
Nothing was hit or damaged anywhere.
آسیب دید هیچ.
A military official in Isfahan, Major General Mihan Doost, who is a senior military official, he did confirm that there were some loud sounds that were heard in the east of the city of Isfahan, and this was related to the air defense system, as we told you and our viewers before, triggered by the presence of 3 small drones that were present in that area. Other than that, nothing has happened. Everything is back to normal. Now, those commercial flights are back to normal. So basically in Iran, life is based on whatever happens normally. There's nothing whatsoever out of the ordinary.
These are words to work by. Supplies, solutions, support. Call clickgranger.com.
Yeah, man. So, it don't add up. Okay, but I just want to show how the West, all right, how they media is full of biased propaganda, man. Okay, you gotta beware of Western media, especially when it comes to war. So I got a few more I just wanted to show. Now, this my guy here, he's good as well. He's like a rebel, in the British Parliament. My guy George Galloway. Let me see, here we go. Now, this is a good channel to watch. He's non-biased. Okay, I think they kicked him out of Parliament like 2003 because he was against, the invasion of Iraq. So he's been a rebel, all right, against mainstream for a while. Okay, so he has a interview with Scott Ritter. It's pretty good.
Good evening, Scott. Thank you for.
So I just put this link in there just so you can subscribe to his channel. So we gotta watch some experts, man. Okay, this ain't you watching a nigga. Okay, you watching a nigga just left Planet Fitness. All right, and then headed to Starbucks and then went to work. Oh, I ain't trying to do that. Yeah, nigga left. Nigga just left Planet Fitness and then goes to Starbucks. Okay, let me see. And then come get a script about what's going on in the Middle East. What's going on with the war. All right, that nigga don't know. Okay,
Warn people.
especially the women, Western media. They don't have a goddamn clue of what's going on. All right, so let me Yep, like the brother said, they're trying to, they're pushing. It's the brother Corner Waff. GMS Prayer always hopeful. Lex said they're pushing their propaganda to try and maintain people confidence in the military. Yeah, and making people think it's okay. All right, people still sign up for the military thinking, all right, that the world is scared of America. All right, and they get their ass over there and get the top toe out their head. Okay, so yeah, this guy George Galloway, Scott Ritter. Oh yeah, and this is a channel that Elder Apostle Tahar, he told brothers about a few months ago. This is when, I think not too long after October the 7th, when they first got into it with Hamas. I think they see it here. Now this channel is oh no, that ain't it. That's the BS. Nigga talking about they ain't about 8 cities, you know, dozens of F-35. You know, niggas said dozens of F-35. 8 cities explosion, just you know, and you'll wake up to that, you like, damn, they tearing Iran ass up. Man, them folks ain't doing a goddamn thing. All right. Trying to find the Salaki. Might be down here. Okay, this it. All right, so this is called open-minded thinker. This is open-minded thinker, and this is a great channel. You know, uh, they saying that they found, because they supposedly did strikes in Syria, but they're looking at looking at a Israeli missile that didn't make it to its target, man. You know, they looking at it on the ground. You know, let's just play it real quick.
Ongoing tensions between the two nations emerging from Baghdad have shed light on an apparent failure in Israel's attempt to strike targets in Iran, indicating a significant development in the ongoing tensions between the two nations. Early this morning, amidst heightened geopolitical tensions, Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces discovered remnants of what appears to be an Israeli missile booster in the outskirts of Baghdad, carrying a ballistic missile. The discovery of the missile components, believed to be part of the infamous Israeli Blue Sparrow aeroballistic missiles, has provided crucial evidence suggesting Israel's utilization of advanced weaponry in its recent military operations. While initially
Israeli missile malfunction during transit to Iran. And see, Iran is highly sophisticated, man. You know, because Iran landed an American drone that was flying to Afghanistan, and they hacked it, and they hacked into the GPS of the drone, and it landed in Iran, and they thought it was in Afghanistan. Okay, so Iran is sophisticated not only with just their ballistic missile system, but also, their cyber warfare as well. Okay, y'all watch, man. Y'all watch Uncle Elon. All right, y'all don't sleep on Uncle Elon, man. Okay, and then Russia, China eventually gonna get in. All right, like, but Iran gonna shake the game up, man. But yeah, so like I say, Scott Ritter, George Calloway, and open-minded thinker. Those are some good sources, to kind of follow what's going on. I utilize a lot of their interviews and videos, to kind of see what's up to date. Then I cross-reference, with them, and they kind of, for the most part, they say the same thing. One will say more or less than the other, but they be on par with the same thing, you know. But yeah, man, Esau full of cap, man. Nigga be lying. All right. And what they so called retaliation, it was not no retaliation, man. Nigga still ain't did nothing. All right. You still ain't slid on them folk. Okay? Get in them F-35s, man, and take care of Iran, man. You still ain't slid on them folks what they did last week, man. All right. This is this is the brother Nabala. GMS Virgin Island Straight Gate, Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And see, now the world see that, wait a minute, these niggas can get hit. Okay, that bravado of being invincible. Nigga, I can do what I want to you, but you better not do nothing to me. That's gone. Because Iran reached out and touched you, and you ain't did nothing yet, man. Okay, I don't fact them. See, they play them games with the masses. I know that they ain't. I know that you ain't did nothing. Okay, them folks goddamn it, hit your shit, took responsibility for it, and said, you keep playing, we're gonna come with some more thunder. All right. And you ain't did nothing. All right. The drones didn't come from the land of Israel, the state of Israel. Israel military hasn't took responsibility for it. Okay. But Western media been pushing it out there just so it can make it seem like the Israelis did something. They're trying to save face. Niggas ain't did nothing. Okay. Now I want to see how long it's gonna take for them to really do something. Okay. Cause tomorrow will be a week. You know, tomorrow be a week, and we're gonna count it down every day till you really do something, man. All right. We ain't gonna let them make it. You know, they don't cut it. All right. They send 300 at you, you send 3 back. No, man. Nah, you can't play tough. Nah, you can't play tough no more. Yeah, it's over with. All right. And I end it with this one. It's the brother GMS prayer. I always hope for elect, the brother Corner Wah. Jeremiah 15:29 said, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that been the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. And this is what it's leading to. All nations that are nuclear capable pointing their arrows at America, man. Okay? America is being dragged into its own destruction. Okay, so eventually we know that these small hats gonna do something impulsive. All right, Iran gonna turn that bitch to a parking lot. Okay, and then America gonna have to jump in, and Russia gonna jump in, and it's gonna be war. Because you go to World War One, it started with Austria-Hungary and Serbia. All world wars always start with two nations, man. Two nations get into it, then all their allies get into it. So World War III is the same thing. And the two nations that's going to spark this thing is these small hats and these Iranians, all right? These Carmanians, as it says in Ezra. And it says, let none thereof escape, recompense her according to her work, all right? Because America has been what? The hammer of the earth. America has destroyed infrastructure, economies, all right, society with his military and his economics, man. So Lord is gonna everything that America has sown is gonna come back. Okay, thousandfold, millionfold. It says, according to all that she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel, man. And ultimately, the Lord is finna punish, okay, wickedness in the earth. All right, beginning with the mother of wickedness, okay, the harlot. All right, America, man, being becoming a desert through war, you know. So yeah, man, I just wanted to get that out there, man. It just irksome, to hear Western media, and how they lie. And this done got bad, they been lying, but it's done got terrible now, man. It just I can't even watch, Western media when it comes to certain things, man. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified, man. Till next time, say shalom, Kwam Yashala, a Bible ball soon.